What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today we got some more Dragon Ball FighterZ gameplay. We're gonna break down and pause. I mean, not spoil too much of it. I'm gonna break it down as it happens. We got the intros back. The intros that they took away in Xenoverse 1 and Xenoverse 2 are finally back, and yes, they always add a nice touch to the fights. See, personally, I never really cared about the intros being taken away in Xenoverse 1 and 2, but you can't deny that they're amazing. They don't really affect the gameplay, but they do kind of hype the fight up, and that's what's nice about this game. I do want to point out that when you see Goku pop up on the screen, he does go straight into his Super Saiyan form, and he fights like that. So I don't know how are they going to handle the transformation in this game, or whether or not they be even a big focus. I will point out that Frieza does have the golden transformation that you can access in the middle of the fight, which you'll actually see later in this video. If you saw the raw gameplay as is, you know what I'm talking about, but we'll talk about that when we get to that. Now that right there, what you just saw, is an assist attack. Now in the initial showing on the trailer, they showed two setups. In the beginning of the trailer, it was like a 1v1 style fighting where we saw Goku facing off against Frieza, Cell and Gohan, and I think Vegeta and Majin Buu. And then the second half of the trailer, it was kind of weird and kind of hard to figure out what was going on because it was all people on the screen at once. What that actually was were a bunch of assist attacks being used all at once from both characters. So basically the way it works is this is a 1v1 style fighting system featuring tag team fights, so you can basically cycle through characters. If they get defeated, then you can go to the next character, but you can also tag in whenever you want, and you can call these characters in for assist attacks, similar to how you saw Vegeta popping in real fast with a Ki Blast. Now that right there is the dust attack that I was talking about yesterday, and to those who are still unfamiliar with the terminology, dust attack basically is a air combo starter. It's a move that every character has that launches your opponent into the air and then allows you to have an opportunity to do various air combos to maximize damage while they're kind of floating in the air. So you want to master that in this game. If you do not master dust attacks, you will be greatly disadvantaged, so I highly recommend you learn that first when you pick this game up. Now if you want to be good at this game, one of the keys is to know when to tag in and tag out. You do not, and I repeat, you do not want to fight with a character until they get defeated and just have the next character automatically jump in. You want to tag out. Now if you pay attention at the top, each character has a health bar where it's yellow, but you also see a random blue bar. What that blue bar represents is the amount of HP that they can recover while they're in a tag out state. So since Cell just got tagged out, he's going to recover that much HP slowly over time as long as he's resting. Now what you're about to witness in a couple seconds is an ultimate attack by Majin Buu that not only destroys Vegeta, but also destroys the environment. And I do want to point out that we can finally confirm that instant kills are not in the game after all. I know it's a topic that I've been talking about a lot this past week, and the way instant kills work in Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue is if you pull those attacks off, they automatically kill your opponent. However, it seems this is the first Arc System Works fighting game where they decided not to implement that. So we're still getting ultimate attacks, we're still getting very powerful ultimate attacks, but it seems that will not automatically kill you if you have a lot of HP. Now I don't know if you guys noticed, and I'm sure most of you have noticed, but there might be that one person that might have not noticed that. If you look at the background, it changed. Not only are these ultimate attacks absolutely gorgeous when they're pulled off, but they destroy the map. And yes, map destruction is finally back. Once again, another feature that's been missing in the Dragon Ball fighting game community for a very, very long time. It is back. If you pull off an ultimate attack and you actually connect it, you will destroy the map. Now what I find really cool is Majin Buu got knocked out, and instead of just jumping in like they do in normal fighting games, they made it more cinematic. Looks like when you knock out one of your opponent's fighters, they go into a quick cutscene where the next one jumps in and the fighting continues. That's really dope. Now let's talk about the big one, the one that the community wants to hear mostly about. Transformations. Yes, they're somewhat in the game, but they're going to vary from character to character. Not every character is going to have one. Frieza is definitely one of us that's going to get it, and of course, as you can see, he transforms into his golden form. Now from the looks of it, using the ultimate gauge in the bottom left, it takes 3 full bars to transform, and then it gives him a temporary boost while he is in his transformed state. Now keep in mind, you're not going to be transformed the entire time. It does last a certain amount of time, and when it runs out, you revert back to your normal form. Now as of right now, I don't know what kind of transformation boost he gets offered with the golden form. I assume he gets a power boost and maybe a speed boost, maybe tankiness, if anything, but as of right now, I don't know how transformations will actually affect characters like Frieza. But I do know, knowing how Guilty Gear works and how Arc System Works does the games, not every character is going to have a transformation. They're going to be limited to a certain amount of characters. We're probably only going to see like 4 or 5 characters that can actually do these transformations in game. But again, it's all theory until we have further confirmation who can transform and how they work. Let's kind of keep that in the air. Now this right here is our first look at a team-based ultimate attack, even though Gohan greatly missed by firing his Kamehameha upward. But hey, at least they covered all the grounds just in case Frieza tries to dodge. Now the big question I have is whether or not they'll have attacks that change based on the characters you choose. So for example, let's say 17 and 18 are in this game. If you pick them, will we see attacks that are different and only unique to them because they're on the same team? So for example, if you do a team attack with 17, 18 will jump in and they'll do like a sadistic dance or something. Will we see stuff like that? Again, I have no idea until we see actual gameplay and more information. Also up in the air. Now I'm not sure if you saw that real fast, but that was Shorbei, and I can't tell if that was a Frieza attack or if they have like characters that you can just kind of tag in anytime as well that aren't necessarily playable, so people like Sorbet. Now if you remember in Extreme Butoden, they had an X amount of characters you can play as, I think like 26, but they also had like 100 assist characters that you can't play as, but you can call in as a tag team assist. So I wonder if they'll have more characters like that in this game, and again, I couldn't tell if that was actually a Sorbet attack or if that was part of Frieza's combos. Now this right here is dope. Frieza launches his infamous 2 pizzas at Gohan, and Gohan blocks it, which we'll talk about in a couple of seconds, but then they come back and actually hit him. So it's a nice little touch to add to the anime, because I remember in the anime that's what actually happened, where Frieza got sliced by his own attacks. But 2 things to talk about. Number 1, I think this is the first time we saw disc attacks that are actually blockable. For the most part, in the previous games, in any games that they do in Dragon Ball wise, the disc attacks are always unblockable because they're meant to be more of a, hey, dodge this, otherwise it's going to hurt. The second thing I want to point out is when the attack comes back, not only does it have a chance to attack your opponent again, but it can also hurt you. So keep that in mind when you play as Frieza. Now right here we have a look at it, what seems to be an ultimate attack, and the question is how does this exactly work? It takes 3 key bars, but if you notice, it drains Gohan's health greatly. Like this attack does a lot of damage. So I don't know if they're going to make it so the less HP you have, the more damage it does, because some fighting games do that, where the less HP you have, the more powerful your ultimate attacks are, or if this is just a thing with Frieza specifically where that attack just does a lot of damage. But I do want to point out that it did a lot of damage to Gohan, and I assume this is an ultimate attack, but it didn't have a cutscene, so we're probably going to get ultimate attacks that aren't necessarily all going to have cutscenes like they do with the Angry Explosion or the Super Saiyan 3 Kamehameha. But it looks dope, and it did a lot of damage, and I love it. Now this is important. To those who might freak out thinking death attacks might be overpowered or spammable, you can't escape out of it. So you have to, number 1, learn how to master it and pull it off with your own character, and 2, if it gets pulled off on you, you gotta know when to recover out of it, otherwise you're gonna deal some good amount of damage to yourself by just letting your opponent attack you. So keep that in mind. Number 1, you have to get good with it, and 2, you know how to counter it. So go practice that first, like I said, when the game comes out, because death attacks are going to be key in this game. Now this is actually funny. One of my biggest weaknesses in any fighting game, not just Xenoverse or Street Fighter or Tekken, my biggest weakness is I always feel like I have to finish my opponent off with a fancy move. Don't do that. It's nice to get a fancy finish, but if you can get a quick nut tap to destroy your opponent, do so. Otherwise, you're going to risk getting yourself killed, because Gohan could have easily came back and destroyed Frieza, because look how little his health is. So keep that in mind. If you can get the easy attack, go for it. But then other times when the situations are right, you can do what Goku did right here and just bust out your ultimate attack and absolutely annihilate your opponent. This is beautiful. I freaking love that. So yeah, and this again shows off that transformations aren't going to be a thing with every single character. Initially, I thought that Goku might have Super Saiyan 3 as a transformation from what we saw in the trailer. However, it seems to be only part of his ultimate attack. But boy, they did it right. That shit looks amazing. The man goes Super Saiyan 3, busts out a crazy combo, and finishes off Cell with the Kamehameha. Now, I do want to point out, this attack was actually supposed to end with the animation of the Kamehameha being seen from space going off of Namek. So I don't know if that was a bug, because this is still early development, or 2, if the animations aren't triggered on the KOs, which they really should be. I mean, in the past, Guilty Gear, they always have the fancy animations, even on a KO attack. So, again, I don't know if this is just kind of a buggy thing or what, but I really hope that when they get the final version of the game out, if you finish your opponent off with the Kamehameha special ultimate attack like that, it shows a full animation with the blast going off of Earth or Namek or whatever planet they're on, and then really adds a nice touch to the finishing move. Like, that is what I want to see in this game. After the match is done, it just simply ends with the character doing the outro, and then that's it, and then you get into the next match. So that is Dragon Ball FighterZ. This is so dope, man. I'm really excited for this game. Now, a couple things to point out, because there's a lot of confusion still. I don't know why people are confused. Maybe it's because Microsoft got a chance to premiere the game, which again, I'm still kind of shocked they did, because Sony, if anybody, should have gotten it, but we're not going to talk about that. This game, and if anybody's confused, make sure you tell them, this game is coming out simultaneously for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. It is not a timed exclusive, it is not an exclusive, it is coming out on all 3 platforms at the same time in early 2018. At the end of this summer or sometime in the next couple weeks, we will be getting a closed beta. No information yet, but once I get information on it, I'll let you guys know, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you're new here, and I'll keep you guys in the loop. But that's what's going on with the game. So yeah, as far as anything else, once I find out more information, I'll keep you guys in the loop. So as far as character rosters, transformations, yada, 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 just stay tuned to this channel, and I'll let you guys know when I find out information as I get it. I will point out that at the end of this month, on the 22nd, I will be going to Bandai to do the live stream for DLC Pack 4 for Xenoverse 2, and while I'm up there, I'm going to try to get gameplay. I don't know if they're going to let me, but I'm going to fight for it. I'll try to get gameplay, get some more in-depth with the game, sit down and actually play it. I think the game is actually playable at E3, and I will be going to E3 tomorrow, so I'll try to get some hands-on time as well, unless there's a crazy line, in which case I'll just probably wait for when I go to Bandai. But I will have information for you guys. All you gotta do is just stay tuned, subscribe if you're new here, and I will keep you guys in the loop. Now, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, I want to end it with this one question. If there's only one character you can choose that you have to have in this game, who is that character and why? Comment it down below right now. Remember, only one. You get to only pick one. Your Roses, your hits, your freaking Freezes, whatever. You can only choose one. Who is that character for you that has to be in this game? Comment it down below and say why, and we'll take it from there. For me, I really want to see Hit and Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black, but I'm going to go with Hit mostly just because I can see his animations being absolutely incredible in this game. But that's just me. Who is that for you? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. So yeah. Anyways, if you're excited for Dragon Ball FighterZ, leave a like in the comment and, you know, let's talk about this game. I'm sure you have a lot to say about this. If you have any observations of your own, drop in the comment section below right now. Enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Rhymestyle. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.